All right, welcome to today's weekly call here. I'm Charlie. I'm one of the coaches here. Just to give you guys a heads up, we will be bringing on another coach to be able to help you guys out for number one. Number two, for the individuals that's in the process of working leads and bringing on the VA, please send me a direct message on your state so I can start uploading some new leads into your platform for you. Okay. And then couple questions for you guys. Who who here feel kind of stuck or confused based on like where they currently at right now?
Me.
Okay. Where you feel stuck or confused, let's talk about it.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't get into where you told me the resources are. All of a sudden I'm stuck in, and I'm sorry that I'm driving while we're doing this, but uh I keep getting into the one that has the CRM information, and then I was in the other one, the original academy information. But wherever the resources are, I cannot find them. So I feel like I'm missing something.
Okay,
Or
so you said you're on your phone right now, correct?
yes, but
Okay.
I can pull over, which I will
Okay.
do.
All right, so I'm gonna do a screen record so I could show you where those
Thank
resources are. Yep, no problem. One, two. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so let's say for an example, you go to section one. This is just an example. If you click on that, and right here where it says resource section, just click this link right here, and it's gonna bring you up a document.
Okay.
And as you go through this document, right, it's gonna just be information reflect what you learned in the video. But the most important part, I think, is gonna be this part right here, the action steps.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do those action steps, then it's going to help you like be successful in that specific section.
Okay.
It's just, was you not able to find this information? Is this what information you wasn't able to find?
You know what it was? I was looking for a tab that said resources.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what the problem was. I'm like,
Okay.
wait, I don't see. I see a library. I don't see resources. But thank you. That was just so super easy. Thank you. And I'll be the star pupil next week.
Okay. Is there anything else, Nicole, you was confused or not sure about?
Not at the moment. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay. Anyone else feel like they stuck, confused, or not sure where to go from here? Okay. Anyone here has questions for me today?
I'm too new. I'm just starting out, so I don't have anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm still getting everything set up as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and those of you that are new, the onboarding call is going to help you out the most, right? That's where you right. So once you go through the onboarding call with me, and then you start attending these weekly calls, then you're gonna have a lot more questions. So
yeah, I'm sure I will. Yeah.
all right, and Zurich, I'm not sure if you heard me, but if you could when you get opportunity, direct message me your state so I can import some leads for you. Okay.
I missed that. What was that?
Direct message me your state so I can start importing some leads into the platform for you.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for me?
Yes. Charlie, well, do you mind sharing like what your first few weeks were like when you got started?
Yeah, so sure. Okay. So I come from an entrepreneur background. and I have a D personality. So my first week, I'm not. This is not normal, but my first week I got 7 contracts, right? Just because I just jumped on the phone like my first day learning about the business and got after it.
Mhm.
Right. So out of those 7, we end up closing 2.
All right. That's what I needed.
Yeah. Right. But I always also went into this like knowing that sometimes it take checks a while, right? And I look into this as the long-term game for me. So my mindset, just because I come from a sales background, everything I've ever been taught about sales is just fill your pipeline. Just like mindset, just fill the pipeline. Because eventually when things start rolling, you get that momentum, then all of a sudden every month you got a check coming in, right? So like that's my mindset, my thought process when it comes to anything business related.
Yeah, Charlie, I guess this is Velo. I guess it's kind of along the same lines. Is that as far as your successes versus your failures and that kind of thing, but I look at failures more as opportunities.
Yep.
Now, and I guess just my mindset from an accounting background.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I look at this, and just correct me if I'm not visualizing this correctly, there is obviously going to be gains and losses, I guess, more of from the standpoint of contracts that you're going to succeed with and some that are not. I guess the question that I'm asking would be, what are the percentages, basically, high level, as far as successes versus the ones that do not actually materialize? Is it 5 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 80%, 20%, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so that's a great question, right? And every former homeowner situation is different, right?
Sure.
But here's what I could tell you from my KPIs. If I call 100 leads and I actually speak to the claimant, I should be able to close at least 10 of those as contracts.
Okay, so about 10% in that scenario.
Yeah, the biggest challenge in this business, right, is actually being able to get the right people on the phone.
Right.
Like that's the biggest challenge in this business.
And you touched on it a while ago as far as the VAs, where they could assist you, because that's something that both my wife and I are interested in once we get more involved or learning more. This is just the second day. I mean, your kickoff on Saturday was tremendous. I mean, I learned so much in just a short period of time from you. It's still working through trying to set up the systems. That's but as I was going through all the points, one of the things that keeps popping up for us is the leveraging your VAs and getting the leads in. But again, the most important at this point is trying to figure out which states to start in. Kind of mentioned in the first part, those 5 states, which is, I think that's what we're going to do. But then determining, obviously, population is a big key, but for which county. But I'm assuming that that's what you'd like to do is focus on that and go after that area. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if I was in your shoes and I was brand new and I was part of this program, my focus would be learning how to find leads.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's the lifeline of the business, right? I'll be focusing on learning on how to find leads and learning the process after I get a yes.
Okay.
Right. However, though, in each section of that course, if you follow the action steps at the end of each section, that 100% will set you up for success as you move through the course.
Very good.
Like I will go through the video, take notes, and then I'll go through the resource guide, I'll probably scan through the resource guide, right? I'll look for areas where I was confused about something, and then I go right to the action steps, and then I'll start implementing those action steps that they give me in the resource guide.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't want to give you guys a VA yet until I'm able to give you leads, because I don't want you to have a VA and you don't have any leads yet. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The only thing about it is as we're going through the course, I'm noticing, or at least it seems to me that it points to that direction. If you want the bigger numbers, in other words, if you want to be able to succeed with the game plan that you want to put in play. In other words, I don't mind the leveraging. I mean, I believe that the more you leverage, the more success you're going to be at the end. It all comes back full circle anyway. But to be able to utilize your time and effort. I mean, if I can duplicate myself 100 times, it's a heck of a lot better than just me by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm looking at it. Anyway, both my wife and I are looking at it that way.
All right, awesome. So when you get to the point where you're like, hey, Charlie, I'm ready for a VA, then once you tell me that, I'll send you over some audios, and then you can decide which agent you want.
Okay.
And then once you tell me the agent you want, then we'll get that agent for you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Welcome, Laura. Any other questions for me?
Not at this moment. Thank you.
Okay. Laura, you got questions for me? All right. KG, you got any questions for me?
Nah, not right now, I don't think.
Okay.
Sorry, Charlie, I couldn't figure out how to do my microphone.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know, I guess I was asking you like privately, but I don't know if you could help us maybe on doing and finding the leads more in detail. Like I'm going over the class a few times and looking, Googling stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was kind of where I was getting at with my questions on, I feel like I'm ready for a VA, but also I want to be comfortable on finding the leads as well and training a VA eventually,
Yeah. So what have you tried finding leads yourself and you just wasn't able to find them, or like where you at with things?
I guess I just kind of get lost a little bit on Google. Like, okay, is this the right website? And then once I do find, maybe surplus and then where do you go? Like, I guess, and like, again, I'm new, so I haven't like spent hours and hours on it, but I feel like I'm kind of lost in that process.
All right. And you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. So the first thing I'll probably do, right, is let me go back. So I'll probably come to this first section. I'll open up this resource guide, and then I'll probably just come down here to 50 states. Okay, I'm looking at Georgia, and I want to find the tax commissioner department. Okay.
Okay.
So in this case, I just typed in surplus funds, Georgia. So let's say, for an example, I pull up this one right here. All right, so let's see what we got. That's the form. That's the county form you may need. And then right here, if I just click here, it's going to give me a list of all the surplus for that specific county. Okay.
Okay. So
now let me go back here. Let's try this one right here. Okay. So sometimes we just got to go through. So I could download the list right here.
Yeah, so I have that list. Then what do you do? Like, do you skip, like, if I was going to do this on my own, like, do we skip trace? Like, what's the next step once we find?
Yeah, good question. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably go to Google. I'll probably do a PDF, convert to Excel, and I'll probably find like a free one I can use here where I could download that PDF.
Okay.
and then I upload it here, and it will convert it into a Excel sheet for me.
Okay.
And then once I have that on the Excel sheet, then what I want to do is just organize my Excel sheet, right? So the basic information you need when it comes to a claimant, right? You want to make sure you have the former homeowner's name, an address. If there's no address, see if you can see if there's a partial or a case number. Because if you have the partial or the case number, you could still be able to get that address, right? Because the partial number, if you have the partial number and no address, if you look up the partial number, it will give you the address to that property.
Okay.
Now, if you don't have the partial number and you don't have an address, then what you want to do is try to find the website to the court records, and then you import that case number, and it should bring up the case of that foreclosed.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a lot of research that goes into this, right?
Right.
Yep. And I mean, that's typically what we do. We find a list, and then we try to convert it into an Excel spreadsheet, organize the data. Then once I have the data organized, then that's when I look and get a skip trace.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Did that help a little bit?
Yeah.
Did that help anyone else have questions on this process? A lot of it is just like, playing with these websites, learning these different websites, right? And just knowing what to look for, pretty much. So.
Okay. I'll just keep on practicing.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any other questions? And look, feel free to jump on an onboarding call on Saturday too if you got additional questions, right? Like I'm more than happy to answer any questions or walk you through anything on the onboarding call on Saturday as well. So
yeah, I got something, Charlie.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, you were talking about like setting up the kind of automated system to where when the VA makes the call, they're pushing out text messages or SMSs and emails at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you gonna go through and train them to do that, or is that something that I need to do with my VA?
No, they shouldn't know how to do it, but let me just give you guys, I'll walk you guys through the software so you have an idea of how that worked too, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me 1 second, pull this up. This one. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a full breakdown of the entire software here. Okay, so under conversations, this is where you see unread messages, recent, all the conversations that go here. Over here to the right, you can actually edit this. So if I want to put my name there, I can put my name there. Or you can edit the email. If you want to add a tag that help you like organize the lead, right? So let's say that you talk to this person and say, hey, follow up with me next week. You could just create a tag like follow up, and then it will actually pop up for you there. Okay. If you want to put this person on like a do not call or do not disturb list, then we just click configure here, and then you just check this box and hit save, and the system automatically put that person on that list there. Okay. Contacts here. So this is where all the contacts are. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to create these things at the top here that's called smart lists. So the way you do that, if I click more filters here, and if I type in pipeline stage, and say I choose overages, and I want to choose incoming call, if I hit apply and save as a smart list, I can make this an incoming call folder. So anytime a lead call back in the system, they automatically gonna get put underneath this folder. And you could do that for any type of filters, right? So I typically have one for incoming call, wrong number, unable to contact, and follow up. Those are like my main ones that I do it for. Okay. On the opportunity, so this is like your pipeline, so you can see where certain leads are at within the process. So this is the main pipeline, and then you have a pipeline here, which is called Power Dialer, and this is where a lot of the no answer, unable to contact, wrong numbers you'll be able to see already claimed, working with someone else. So your question might be, okay, if it's the wrong number or unable to contact, how would I actually export those contacts out and get them re-skip trace, right? So then you can just come here to contacts. Now what I'll probably do in this case, I'll just do pipeline stage. Select the pipeline, and then say I'll select wrong number. I can hit apply, save that as a smart list, and name it wrong number. So like any contact that's in that stage is going to show up in my wrong number folder. Before I move forward, any other questions? Because I know sometimes I go fast.
Can I do this straight from the conversations, or I have to go into the context?
Which part? Creating the folder?
Put it in the wrong number folder.
Only thing you have to do is disposition the lead. So let's say this lead right here. If I go to additional information, I have a drop down that says disposition. So if I just choose wrong number, this lead is automatically going to go in that stage on the wrong number. Right. If I say unable to contact, then that contact automatically going to get put in that stage unable to contact.
You gonna upload this video, Charlie?
I'm sorry?
You gonna upload this call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been recorded. So, yeah.
Okay. I got a bunch of stuff going on tonight. I'm gonna have to jump off, but
That's fine, but
really want to watch it. So.
All right. Any other questions before I move forward here? Okay. On the reporting, if you go to call reporting, it's going to show you all the incoming and outgoing calls. And then once you have your VA, you'll be able to click this drop down and select your VA name, and you'll be able to filter out. So let's say that so if I filter out, let's say I want to filter out 45 seconds, so that way I know that I actually had a conversation with someone. It update filters, and all my data that's 45 seconds or more is going to show up here. Right. And then each call in the system is actually recorded, so that way you can go back and actually listen to the call. Okay. Now, if I go here to settings, and I say you need to buy another phone number, you just click here, phone numbers. You click add a number, put in your area code, you hit search. So let's say I put in 414. I click search, pull up a number for me. I just click the number and I hit save. Okay. You guys don't have to worry about the charges because we take care of that for you guys. So, okay. And then if I want to edit this, all right, I just click this pencil here, right? And I could choose, do I want to whisper here and do I want call recording here? So that way every call is actually recorded. Okay. If you want to add additional fields based on your spreadsheet, so let's say that your spreadsheet have a field that's not here, where you could easily come in here, add a custom field, text box, give it a name, hit save, and then there'll be a new field added here. Okay. Let's see here. That's pretty much it for settings. Now, how does the automation work? Okay. So if you're using a power dialer, what happens is we put the leads inside of this power dialer right here, and it's set up to call that person 3 times. Okay. Now, if the person if we call and we're not able to reach them, and we choose the disposition, no answer, then what happens is there's going to be a drop down here where you change it to round 1. Once you change that to round 1, the system going to see, okay, is this a relative, or is this the if it's going to check if it's a relative or not a relative. If it is a relative, then we're going to check to see, okay, is that phone number that's linked to that relative wireless? If it is wireless, then we're going to send them a text message. And if they have an email on file, we're going to send them an email. Now, if the relative phone is not wireless, then we're just going to send them an email, right? Because it's a landline, right? Okay. Now, let's say that it's not the relative, then it's the claimant. So then if the claimant is wireless, then we're going to send a claimant text message and a claimant email. And if it's not wireless, then we're just going to send a claimant email. And then we're going to have the system wait one day to see if this person actually responds back to us. If they don't respond back to us, then they go back through the power dialer. If they do respond back, then they go to the stage that's called call/text back. And all this happens automatically once we choose the round. Is this what you was talking about, KG?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Right. So they say they make the call, no answer. They changed around. All this automation happens. If that contact don't respond back to us, then we put them right back in a power dialer for round 2. And here's the beautiful thing: when they go back in for round 2, it's the same flow, but the verbiage in the text message and emails are different. So I say they go around for second 2, they get the text and the email. If they don't respond, they go to the power dialer for round 3. If they do respond, and they go to the stage called call/text back. So what happens after the 3rd round? After the 3rd round, what we do is we put them in a stage and they don't respond, called unable to contact. Because we didn't text them 3 times, we didn't email them 3 times, and we didn't call them 3 times. So we didn't reach out to them a total of 9 different times. So if we can't reach them after 9 times, I think it makes sense to potentially get that lead re-skip trace. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So like I've been using Bell's Link to skip trace.
Yeah.
And then so say I have some leads that like I'm unable to get the right lead, because they'll give you back 4 or 5 different numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And like let's say I get through those numbers or we're able to contact that person through any of those numbers, where should I go next to skip trace? And where should I turn to skip trace it another time? Or should I use them but with different information?
Yeah, so in that case, then you probably would just do some research looking at some additional skip tracers. So
Okay.
There are some additional skip tracers I believe we have in the course.
Okay.
But for me, if Bell Link is not working, I have a monthly subscription with what's that company called? Locate Plus. I have a monthly subscription with Locate Plus. So I use Bell Link first, and then if I get to a stage where lead I'm able to contact, and that's when I use Locate Plus.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Because I done got deals off of Bell's Link, which in every skip tracer is not like most skip tracers are between 70, maybe 70% accurate, so you're gonna have a lot of this, right? So yeah, good question. But this is how the automation work, right? And once you bring on a VA, they'll be trained on how to trigger that automation. Okay.
So Charlie, I guess what you use here first would be Bell Link. Once you get through that process, after you get all the skip tracers, you go through all the 3rd level. Bell Link would be the choice to use before anything else.
It's just something. Bell Link is just something that I use that worked for me. Because there's plenty of skip tracing companies out there, right? So, but what I found is when I got in this business, I was using free services, and I found myself extremely frustrated. Right.
I was just going to ask because that's something else that we've done in the past, something different, but using those free, it's more frustrating than they're worth.
Yeah. And then what I probably encourage you to do, because you really think about it, we're doing private investigation work, right? You really think about it, right? So I would probably research skip tracers that specialize with PIs.
That's a good point.
Right. So that's my thought process on it, because we're really private investigators, right? You really think about it. So yeah. So if you are doing research on the skip tracing company, I would that's what I would probably search. Look for skip tracers specialized with PIs.
Perfect.
And Locate Plus is one of those companies that specialize with PIs, which is why we have them in the course.
Got it.
Yep. Okay. What other questions can I help with? Come on, throw them at me. All right. And like I said, tonight I'm sorting through plenty of records, and I'm gonna start importing them into the CRM for you guys. So once I import some leads in the CRM, I'm gonna shoot you a message on Slack, and then you can let me know if you want to work those leads yourself or you want to bring on a VA. Okay.
Sounds good. I guess I have kind of a question / comment. I'm really new at this and I don't know. I guess if you could say start here, right? So start at the beginning. Where would you recommend we really start at if we're brand new to this and we haven't followed up on any leads at all and we haven't done anything and we're still just trying to get through the resource materials?
Yeah. So I reckon. So I allow you guys to tell me when you're ready for leads and you're ready for a VA, right? However, what I probably would encourage is just focus on the content in the course right now if you're like extremely brand new.
Okay.
That's where I will focus your time and attention right now, right? So
Cool. Sounds good. I'll just wait or keep reading through stuff and I look forward to the onboarding call. It sounds like that's going to answer a lot of my questions and have a lot more information in it. So
yeah, yep, definitely will. Yep.
Good deal.
Hey, Charlie, how long do we allow for this onboarding call? Because I'm probably going to do the same thing. I mean, I'm thinking, do we have to set up the system, you know, the CRM and all that? Is that part of what we do or you do? Or you guys will probably answer that on Saturday anyway.
Yeah, so all the automation stuff, you don't have to set up any of the automation. We sent, I believe you received like a course that pretty much walk you through like how to set up like the settings and get your phone numbers, like stuff like that is something you'll have to get set up, right? However, if you're not like extremely tech savvy or anything like that, then on the onboarding call, we can go through that stuff for you too. So like I don't really put a limit on the onboarding call, right? So like if you hop on the onboarding call, you need my help, I'm gonna help you, right? So yeah.
Right. I understand. Okay, that's good to know. There's a bunch of videos, you know, like get started in this every section. There's a bunch of videos inside the software, I guess. So I can probably go through that.
Yeah, it's called the Jumpstart Kit course. So that course specifically will just walk you through how to get your settings set up in the CRM. Okay. All right. What other questions can I help with today? Any other questions for me?
I'm going to wait till after Saturday.
All right. Awesome. So yeah, that will conclude tonight's call. If you guys have some questions, like, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay. And then if you guys have more questions and you want to jump on the onboarding call on Saturday, you're more than welcome to jump on that call and I'll help you all out. So
Thank you, Charlie.
yeah, my pleasure.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Charlie.
Yep. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.